a little pilot beginning. So this one is like a readaptation of the NES game to MSX. I haven't really played this at all. Yeah, it's a pretty cool pilot screen. Oh, this is 5 is the yo-yo. 5 sucks. But yeah, this one, you can power up your weapons again, and now the rank is opaque again. Yeah, I think weapon 2 raises the rank a lot, I read. It's definitely, the presentation is more appealing than the first one. As a matter of fact, I might like it better than the NES game. Like I said, I think the first one looks right for the game that it is. Like, it's a well-communicated game, but, like, everything else aside, the NES one looks better. Like, it's just more detailed. It has way more colors. But yeah, this one takes some of that. Puts it back on MSX. Well, I guess this maybe it's an MSX2 at this point. I don't even remember. Yeah, there's weapon 7. Finally. Whoa! What changed the shape of my ship? It's the weapon I have equipped change my ship? It doesn't do that on NES. That's cool. Zakista Dojin game. Now I don't know what you're talking about. What's that? So if this is anything like a less day, weapon 0 fully powered up will eat bullets, and that makes a less day way easier using that weapon. Oh, that's not the name. Yeah, Dojin games are a pretty huge blank spot for me. I have never really gotten into them much. I'm trying to remedy that a little bit at present. Rizardi's doing this Kuso Advent, where they're playing the Dojin game every day this month. Of course, they're shitty ones, but anyway, I'm playing along just to see what's out there in Dojin games. So far, 2 of them have been actually very good. Zakesta. What's the idea of it? Big compile reference? Okay, well in that case I'll definitely have to check it out. I have to play more of their MSX games as well, because I really haven't played... There's a bunch, like, Golvelius, Gardic. I think those are 2 of the main ones I want to play. Oh yeah, this version has more music. Or I mean the NES version had more music, so this carries it over. I'll definitely look that up, Zakesta, yeah. I got no problem with it being on the easy side. make a joke about compile games being easy, but the thing is, you can just turn up the difficulty. As we just learned with Musha, you can just turn up the difficulty. And Spriggan is not easy. I mean, even on normal, it's harder than Musha, I think, but, well, maybe not. Maybe it's about the same. But anyway, Spriggan on hard is a good challenge, and there's at least one more difficulty above hard. I think there might be two more above hard in Spriggan. Yeah, Terra Flame, I played the demo, it just didn't really do it for me. I don't know. Full game's better. Yeah, I guess maybe that is that it was like a caravan, and I didn't even think it was a particularly interesting caravan, because I do like caravan games. Actually, there was one I played for that Kuso Advent thing called Caravan Star 2. It's a Dojin game, and it just has a shitload of references to pretty much every game and developer from this era. Even stuff that's not shoot 'em ups, like there's enemies based on Mario, but, you know, there's Tailplan references, Compile references, Xevious references. It's a surprisingly good game. I mean, it's just a caravan mode, but it's a really fun caravan. Oh yeah, one of the ships is based on Star Soldier. I'm guessing the way to make these fun would be to do as much as you can to increase the rank in the first two stages. The problem is that that would then cause a lot of slowdown and draw out the stages even more. So I'm not sure if that would actually be a good way. Oops. Keep it interesting. Alright, finally through stage 2. That's a cool takeoff animation. That's totally different than the NES one, where it's the normal ship trail. I want to know what's the first game that did that. The takeoff at the end of stages, where your ship flies off the screen with a trail of fire behind it. Zanac is the earliest one I know off the top of my head, but I think there's gotta be something earlier that did it. Okay, so it looks like fully powered up Weapon Zero does not eat bullets in this, so it's not like Leste. But it's still working pretty good. Yeah, Zanac is before Leste. Zanac is 86, Aleste is 88. And Aleste is based on Zanac, the programming, but it was not coded by Munitani. I think he supervised the game maybe, but it appears there's new devs that worked on it, as far as I can tell from the credits. Kind of like how Brave Blade was made by a bunch of people that hadn't worked at Rising before. Hey Slash, what's up? Drinking milk? Eating air fried steak? Swearing in my chat? That's too early for milk, I see. See ya. Unless you mean you're gonna drink milk later. Oh, milk later. Oh, okay. Well, I am almost done the stream. We're gonna see how long I last in this game, and that'll be the end of it. How many lives do I have left? Oh, holy shit, I have 10 lives. This could go a while. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is, like I said, I played it a tiny bit before, but I'm now far beyond where I played previously. Honestly, I think that there's more slowdown than on NES, or maybe less flicker. It just seems like I can keep track of what's going on a bit better. Did you play Last Day 2, Halso? I don't know if we talked about that before. Oh, okay. I think my shot is destroying bullets now, so it has more than 3 power levels, I guess. Feel pretty powered up right now. Feel like I can take on anything. These missile ships, the ships that, like the guy right in front of me shooting a stream of missiles, that's something that Yagawa would steal for Rekka. Rekka is definitely based on Zanac. There's no question in my mind. Okay, you play the Sega Master System one a lot. Yeah, the Sega Master System one's good too. I think I like the look of the MSX one better, and there are some slight differences the way the weapons work that I prefer, but it's not like there's a big gap between the two games. I think the weirdest thing is that they have a different Weapon 5. Weapon 5 is like a spread shot in the MSX game, but on Master System it's a homing shot. I don't know what's with that change. It's not like the one on MSX is like super overpowered or underpowered or anything. Feeling like I kind of want to switch weapons. I might switch to weapon 7 next time I get a chance. Although it's probably going to be a full power down, so maybe I should just wait until I die. Yeah, after digging into the MSX Alestes and playing Robo. Yeah, I played Robo for the first time. I think last time we talked about it, you said you did not like it. Oh yeah, thanks. Take it easy. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Hopefully I'll see you around. Oh, but to finish my thought, thinking about the Aleste collection is that, or the GG Aleste collection, or whatever they call it. It's like now that I played them all, it's like the 5 worst games in the series. They're not bad. 4 worst, I guess, because the GG Aleste 3 is new, but they're not bad, but like, it's disappointing that that's the only modern representative of Aleste. When it's missing Musha, Robo, the original on MSX, and Aleste 2. Sure, they couldn't afford the rights to it, but still like to see it. Also by far the easiest ones. Although Power Strike 2 is pretty hard. If you turn it to hard difficulty. Which you would if you want to play a pretty hard game. This is easier than I thought it was going to be. Having this weapon zero that eats bullets totally changes everything. This looks like it's going to play out exactly the same as Aleste, where you can just blind clear it as long as you use this one weapon. You wouldn't do that back in the day, though. That'd be dishonorable, disrespectful. Just pick a different weapon to play with. But I want to see how far I get right now. It is nice to have this different music, though. That is making this version a lot more playable. It's a good time for a smoke break. Can I get a cigarette out of the pack while I hold down these buttons? Yes. Can I get my lighter out of my pocket? Yeah. Alright, we're good. Well, this is based on Tribes 1. This is a mod. I don't know if you've ever heard of those, but that's when a computer program is taken by some kind of hacker or cheater or something like that and turned into a totally different game, such as Tribes RPG. Yeah, RPG mod. Yeah. Yeah, this is Tribes RPG. What the fuck is Tribes RPG? RPG mod, though. Seriously. Some of those things like... Why is there an RPG mod for every game? Aren't there enough fucking RPGs out there that all take 800 hours to play anyway? The Brazilians play it? Aw, man, it's too bad. There's a Brazilian guy in here earlier. I would have asked him to explain it. 15 Brazilian guys living in one house playing Tribes RPG for their entire life. Maybe I should join that community. Find their Discord server. They can't be worse than regular Tribes players. Smiley. You're supposed to shoot him till he turns red. Didn't seem to want to get pissed off this time. What stage am I on? Oh, Area 4. That's convenient. It's in the HUD. Normally I just forget. Game's so fucking long. Did you play Raider? Did you try Raiders Slush, the alpha? I forgot about it. I saw they announced another alpha weekend, but I got like dates now to go on weekends. I don't want to play Star Siege Raiders. Oh yeah, I didn't install it. Well, they announced another one like in maybe this weekend. Wait, I don't know. There's another one. It's probably not gonna run on my PC anyway, so it doesn't matter. Coombs is helping me get dates, but it's just backfiring and making me more depressed. Cause I'm like, oh, I can't talk about how terrible my apartment is, or bring anyone here, because it's really depressing, or it's really shitty and depressing. Yeah, Kim's gave me that advice already, thanks. Nah, I had a date this weekend. It went well. I'm going out with her again next weekend. But she said she's a morning person, so I think it's probably gonna be short-lived. I was like, I'm a morning person if you mean 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, what are they doing? What are they up to? And why is it not important to them to be awake after 8 p.m.? Like, are they babies? Do they hang out with 7-year-olds all the time? Like, come on. A lot of life happens after 8 p.m. How can you be asleep? Like, it's only 11 right now, and this person's already asleep. Yeah, they're probably crushing milk. They probably get home from work at 2:30 in the afternoon, and they're like, they buy a gallon of milk on the way home, just chugging it in the car. Like, I gotta get sleep. I gotta fucking fall asleep soon. The sun's gonna be down in 3 hours. Don't. Yeah. Hang on. Fuck. Do you ever drink milk and drive? Just like get a carton of milk, crack it open in the car. A little drink and drive. I bet you did when you were a baby. You probably drank milk in the car at some point. Someone threw you a bottle, said, "Shut the fuck up." That was kind of a negative depiction of childhood or parenthood there. It's not what my childhood was like, by the way. No one told me to shut the fuck up, as far as I can remember. Oh, you drank beer, okay. That explains a lot. Did your parents say fuck when you were a kid? My, nephew, he's like 2, and he can talk now. And my brother swears a lot. Uncontrollably. Yeah, my parents didn't swear either. My dad probably did when he wasn't around us, but in the house he definitely did not. But my brother swears a ton, and he refuses not to. I've asked him not to, because he does it around my mom, and my mom fucking hates it. I'm like, do you have to drop F-bombs constantly around mom? Like, it's just, for no reason, you're creating a negative atmosphere. Like, it's so easy to control this and not do this. He's like, no. He's like, it's stupid. I was like, alright, well, I do dumb stuff too, so whatever. But the kid is definitely going to pick it up, and it's going to be a problem. At least until he's 10 or so, and learns, like, to have a filter. It'll be funny for a little bit, though. Nah, he doesn't yet. He will soon, though. It's so funny, though, because they're super high class. They're rich as fuck. And it's really incongruous setting. Okay, I have 20 extra lives now. I feel like I'm probably gonna beat this game on this attempt, because nothing is even getting close to me. Like, I'm barely paying attention. This is gonna be like another 40 minutes, probably. Well, this is a long one. The typical length is like 25 minutes. Like 25 to 45 is normal, or 25 to 40. Anything over 40 is considered long. Anything under 20 is considered short. So I guess 20 to 40, actually. Because you have to beat it in one sitting, and I mean, most of them were arcade games, so you weren't even sitting. You had to stand up at the cabinet and retry from the beginning multiple times. Like, I beat one earlier in the stream, one credit cleared it. The game itself was like 35 minutes, but it took me 3 hours to do it, of repeated attempts. It's just how you play these. So when one of them is... This one's like 60 minutes long, I'm pretty sure. So that's a fucking long time. If you mess up and have to restart. I'm playing it Japanese style, dude. Japanese people sat down when they played. They have chairs or stools in the arcade. I'm going full weeb. Only weebs sit down to game. Plus, I'm smoking a cigarette, which is like the most classic arcade thing possible. Smoke a cigarette while you're playing. Have an ashtray on the cabinet. It's kind of nasty, but is what it is. Sometimes my cigarette goes out while I'm playing, though, because... Yeah, it just did, actually. Fuck. Because I can't take my hands off the buttons. Yeah, definitely big ambiance in here right now. Easier to wipe a CRT clean too than an HD monitor. Special fucking cloth. Back then you just use sandpaper. I don't know, gamepad? Do I look like a fucking noob to you? Playing on an arcade style controller? Well, it's a fight stick. It's a Street Fighter controller. Yeah, okay. I've got a Sega Genesis controller next to me. If basically, if my wrist got tired during the stream, I was gonna switch to the Genesis controller, and it is tired now, but it's too late to switch. The Genesis Mini comes with like a USB Genesis controller, and you can obviously just plug it into your PC and use it. So recently I use that sometimes if I want gamepad. Some people play these games on keyboard, and they're basically considered freaks and outcasts in the community. Gamepad is like, you can get away with it if you're good, but if you're not good, like me, you're mediocre, you're not allowed to play on gamepad. It's considered noob behavior. Get good on a fight stick, and then you're allowed to choose which controller you want to use. I think this game has a port to cell phones. I think it was ported to flip phones in like 2002 or something. And you could control it with the, you know, the little arrows on your flip phone dial pad. Or maybe you used like the 4 key and the 6 key or something. Snake's pretty fun. I'm sure I'd say I'm good at it, but I could sink some time into it. I used to play that on my TI-83 at school all the time. Actually, I had a shoot 'em up for TI-83 also. I think it was called Phoenix or something. Maybe Firebird. It's pretty good. I knew one guy who had like, oh, it was Phoenix, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I gotta figure out a way to stream that. That would bring in crazy viewers. Streaming Phoenix from a TI-83. Everyone played those games. Well, all millennials, I guess, played those games. I wonder if there's a TI-83 category on Twitch. That'd be fucking amazing if there is. Look, I know there's not, but I'm still gonna look for it after this stream, because I want there to be. Because I will watch nothing else. Hey, Mike Linux, yeah, we are, this is a blind playthrough of Zanac EX. I was playing the original version. Oh, that's my first death. I was playing through the original version, and then I wanted to try this one out. Yeah, there's quite a bit of slowdown here. And this one is a lot easier than the original, because weapon type 0 destroys bullets once you power it up. So I thought I was going to blind clear it. That death could hurt. But I've got 27 lives to spare. Sort of what Gunnack was. I mean, Gunnack is the same developer. It's still Compile. But I don't really think it's that similar to Zanac. It's kind of its own thing. Like, Compile's games all have some similarities. I don't know why they named that one Gunnack. Gave it such a similar name to Zanac, because it doesn't feel terribly similar to me. Like, it's only got 5 weapons. You got bombs. You got like a bunch of different types of bombs, which is more like that game's gimmick is kind of the bomb power-ups. And where you get different levels of those and can stock a ton of them, which is something that really has nothing at all to do with Zanac. But Zanac came first, at least. This is the 3rd version of Zanac. I think there's only 3. There might be a 4th one I'm forgetting about. But there's the original on MSX, and there's the NES port, which changes a ton. And this is like a port of the NES game back to the MSX. So they made it really complicated. Yeah, nice Sunday morning shops. I agree. Very chill type games to play. I think like it still fits to me in the same category as like Galaga and Space Invaders, where like the game's not really gonna kill you right off the bat, and it's still satisfying to play just like 1 credit of it and just see how far you can get. It's not like any intense level specific learning or anything that you need to do. It's pretty much all reflex. But yeah, this is really long. We're on stage 6, and there's 12. Pretty sure. Might be 11, but I think it's 12. Alright, good luck with tribes. I'll be myself. You lay off the milk, okay? Don't milk and drive. Alright, I think at this level, 0... No, okay, we need 1 more power up, and then 0 will eat bullets. Do you have any particular favorites among these Sunday morning type shmups, like Linux? I don't play stuff this old nearly as often as I play stuff from the 90s, but I definitely still enjoy them. Oh, fuck. Almost powered up all the way. Raiden, Gunneck, R-Type, Gradius, yep. I mean, I think R-Type to me is too intense for a Sunday. But those are all definitely games you can go back to and play again and again. Hey, Xandru, what's up? Yeah, I'm playing. I'm working through the history of certain compile games. Basically, I'm not playing like all compile games, but I'm playing ones that were influential to the Aleste series. So Zanac is basically where the code for the first Aleste came from and persisted until at least Musha Aleste. PC engine shooters are always good. You ever play Galaga 88? That's one I've been meaning to get around to soon. Oh, I like compile games a lot. I wouldn't discourage you from that in the slightest. There are a lot of them. And some of them are weird, but I think they're really good. Hmm, 88 and 91. I don't know Galaga 91, but yeah, I know there's a bunch of them. So, oh wait, is it Space Invaders 91? Oh wait, shoot, I have 7. No, why did I let that go? I forgot. I thought I still had 0. Alright. We should probably just switch back to 0 as a matter of fact. Yeah, Invaders. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's Invaders 91. There's only 3 shmups I could recommend to you on MSX, and they're ones that you probably know of already. Excuse me, I had to cough. Zanac is good. There's 2 versions of Zanac, Zanac and Zanac EX. They're pretty different. This is EX. But I think they're both good. EX is definitely easier than the original. There is Aleste, which is very similar to Zanac, but you're probably aware of that being a compile game, and Aleste 2. I think Aleste 2 so far is my favorite MSX shoot-em-up I've played. It's really good. It's one of the best Aleste games. And it's a super chill game to play. And there's the Nemesis series. People like those. Spaceman Bow. I haven't played any of the Konami ones, really, but they're pretty popular. As far as MSX shooters go. They have really janky looking scrolling, though, which is why it's something I was all that interested in. You want to get the one up to work on 68,000. Is that what you meant, Chirenshaw? Yeah, Chirenshaw is another one that... I mean, I have the same experience, basically. I can't get 68,000 emulation to work, and the Windows... When I try to run the Windows version, it runs at like double speed, basically. Okay, so so I got this program, I think it's called RTSS, which will run, I guess oh yeah, I guess if you're trying to run it on Linux, I can't help. But on Windows, I got a program that will limit the frame rate, and I'm gonna use that. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna use that with the Windows version, and hopefully that'll work. Yeah, I haven't had any X68000 emulators that I was able to get running. Taranta's big classic, though. Especially great music, and a pretty influential game at that. Alright, stage 7 was kind of short, it felt like. Can I even kill these guys? What's going on? Oh, that's close. Alright, we've only got 25 lives left. No, 26, sorry. It's cool that there's a new variation on the music, though. Ah, yeah, shmups are really limitless well of great games to play. I discover new ones all the time. I liked playing them as a kid in the 90s, but barely had access to them. I was just a kid and I didn't know how to like import games or anything like that. Find stuff at the store even was difficult, but I would play any of them that I could find. We didn't really have arcades where I lived either. So yeah, we were talking earlier about how people, I'm 34, and talking about how younger people who are in their 20s now have basically always had access to, or as long as you grew up with PC, you basically had access to a crazy selection of games. I figured you might be a little bit older, Mike Linux. No, I'll take it. I'll believe you that you look like you're 31. I look, I would say, pretty much exactly my age. I looked younger until my hair started graying, or my beard started graying this year. My hair, thankfully, is still all intact. Yeah, PC Engine has a great selection, one of the greatest, in my opinion. There's Blazing Lasers, there's the 3 soldier games, or 4 soldier games, there's Seri Senshi Spriggan, there's Override, there's Ginga Fukai Densetsu Sapphire, there's Download 1 and 2, there's Nexer, Nexer's good too. Oh yeah, I never heard of PC Engine or TurboGrafx until, let's see, till Wii Virtual Console in 2007, I think. Around that time, PC Engine was added to, or I guess it was technically it was TurboGrafx was added to the North American Wii Virtual Console. And I was like, what the hell is this? I've never even heard of this thing before. And so I started discovering it that way, and then have gone back since then and played a lot of PC Engine shoot 'em ups. Really reliable source for good ones. Yeah, and the thing is, even in the US where the TurboGrafx came out, like the majority of the good games on PC Engine did not come out on TurboGrafx. Atari 2600, NES, SNES, Commodore 64, and the Amiga. Which of those did you like best? I know you gotta be European because you got Commodore, because you had Commodores. Yeah, Amiga's pretty cool. Great music, yeah. I can't say I've played many Amiga games. I think I really have only put any time into the Turrican series, which are great, but I listen to a lot of Amiga music. It's a good source for just like, go to YouTube and look for like Amiga best tracks playlist or something, and there's so much great music for it. Oh, you made your own music on it. That's awesome. Wanted to see if I could cut across there, and I did. Yeah, at that time PC gaming was pretty much nothing. It was grim until Wolfenstein came out. It's so slow right now. This stage sucks. Everything up till now, it's been fun. Like the slowdown is dragged back the pace of the game, but it's been fun. But with these freaking octopus things are just causing a ton of slowdown because they're all stacked up, sitting on top of each other. They won't die, and they just really slow you, really slowly chase you around the screen. Like, they're not a threat at all. They're just causing slowdown. Hang on, I gotta cough again. He bought a sampler to connect to the Amiga so you could sample music instruments from CDs on the Amiga. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds super high-tech for the time. And that's the kind of cool thing you could do with those. Project X and R-Type? Yeah, I don't know Project X, but I'll look it up. This is just ridiculous, this stage. Come on. Can we please do something? Or like, is it waiting? I guess it's waiting for me to kill them, maybe? I guess this enemy is a sub-boss, and that's why it's not progressing. This is tedious. They have a ton of HP, and they're all stacked on top of each other, so I can't even tell how many there are. Come on, come to the top of the screen so I can shoot you for a second. Oh look, why are they scattering? Finally, someone decided to leave the screen. Come on. Alright, they're breaking up again. Oh, great, a new one. I kind of want to switch to 7 because it's gonna make it easier to shoot these guys, I think. Yeah, all right, we're gonna take a chance. Even though it causes me to, it's gonna power down 0 all the way. Next time I want to switch back to it, which is not yet. So I really can't tell. I thought I killed one of these guys earlier. This is just weird. Map around. Can't shoot through them either. Alright, that's a close call. Tell me that was the end of this stage. Nope. Oh, okay. Yes, it was. Thank goodness. Alright, we've only got like 3 stages to go. For this blind clear. Zanac EX. Damn it. Sorry about coughing into the mic there. I thought that I muted my mic, and either I unmuted it, it was muted before, or I didn't hit the button hard enough. It's just kind of chilly in my room. I need to turn up the heat. Probably need to drink some water too. My bad. I apologize. I really tried to mute the mic every time. And I thought it was muted, so I didn't hold back on the cough. I've always just, when I sit at my desk, I've always just, like, every 10 minutes, I have to cough. I don't know why. It's probably just I don't drink enough water when I'm sitting here playing games. So mucus gets all thick. Drink some water now. These bosses are so weird, because when you shoot them, this is the same in Aleste as well, and the other versions of Zanac, but like when you shoot them, your shots bounce off, and based on any other video game in the entire history of video games, you'd assume that that means they don't do any damage, but they do. And I don't know what the reason for them bouncing off is, but the effect it has is that it lowers your shot rate a lot. Because your shots move really fast, but you have a pretty small bullet limit on screen, or shot limit on screen. And when they reflect off of these mid-boss enemies, they slow down a lot. And so it basically prevents you from continuing to shoot. But it's not like you can not shoot them, because you need to kill the mid-bosses, and they reflect everything. I don't think there's any weapon you can use that doesn't pave that way. I guess 6 probably wouldn't, but I don't know, I don't want to use 6. I kind of want to try one and see if it's a charge shot in this version. In the original, it is not. It's just like a heavy, slow shot, sort of like a fully charged shot would be. And then in Aleste is the first time, or in Aleste it is a charge shot, and I can't remember if on the NES it is or not. Three is still the shield. Four, I'm pretty sure, is still the scrubber. Five is definitely still the yo-yo. Six is still the screen clearing bomb. And zero is still the aim shot. Alright, we've got lives to spare. Let's just take a chance with one. Okay, it's not a charge shot. Yeah, six is the bomb. This is the coolest looking version of the bomb, though. I think that this weapon drives rank up a lot. And it's just kind of hard to use because of the one-shot limit. So if you miss something, it's like you become defenseless. Switch back to 7. I think 0 is still the best, but 7 works fine too. You played long enough with 0, like the first 7 stages or so. Got 29 lives to spare. Don't see how this could go wrong. As a matter of fact, I'd love to see how it could go wrong. I want to see some crazy difficulty hike or something. Oh, I didn't expect that guy to have a shield like that. Let's see if 2 is the same. Oh yeah, I've already checked this. And it definitely still drives up the rank in this version. So a really cool thing about this version is your ship actually transforms depending on which weapon you have equipped. The NES game doesn't do that, and neither does the first MSX game. Or the original MSX game, or whatever you want to call it. I really feel like they should have called this Zanac 2. Many sequels have been made that have fewer differences with the original game than this has with Zanac. And the stage layouts are basically completely different. Actually, by the real Garega, I meant the other MSX Zanac. This is the NES Zanac on MSX, basically. Zanac EX. So I was playing the other one at first. Yeah, so the other one actually has the rank display that I was talking about earlier. This one is way easier, though. I guess this is the one where compile difficulty starts. But the original version, you don't have bullet-eating weapons, basically. Or you do, but like, weapon type 0 doesn't eat bullets, and you don't have the same level of powering up of weapons. makes him so overpowered in this one and in the Aleste games. This is a blind playthrough, and you can see how many lives I have right now. It's 26, and I'm on stage 9, so this one is not hard. It's probably even easier than the NES game. I don't know, the last time I played the NES one, I don't think I knew that you could just use Weapon Zero the whole time to eat bullets. I just gotta get it powered back up right now. Or it's just a 7, but yeah, too late. It's so much easier to get out of the way of the power-up boxes in this one. I think maybe they have less health. Yeah, just huge lives hoarding. The thing is, like, in the first one on MSX, I think the rank is much better balanced to take your lives away. So you still will hoard lives, basically. But there's a less obvious cap on how hard the game gets. Like, it doesn't have the... Well, like I said, it doesn't have bullet-eating weapons, so you don't power up nearly as much, so your life stock doesn't get so protected. Like, at least when I play it, there's more of a back and forth of dying and recovering. And then there's also a lot more slowdown in this one than there is in that one. So this runs like a Aleste, basically. Just super slow all the time. Basically a half-speed game. Pepe, are you playing any of those Cuso games? Rizardi's Cuso Advent? Played the first couple, kind of lost interest. Yeah, I'm trying to play along because Dojin games are just such a blind spot for me that playing, even if they're shitty random ones, it still gives me a better sense of them. I didn't play the first one. Then there was that Aztec one, and that sucked. And then there was the Ikari Warriors one, which I actually thought was pretty good. It like it's too long and repetitive eventually. Seems like, so I kind of lost interest in trying too hard at it. But then Caravan Star 2 was really fun. I just didn't have time over the weekend to get a score. I had all of 20 minutes to play it. The game today sucks again. It's like a Futari clone or Espgaluda or something. It's hard to play a game in one day though, is the thing. Like, especially because I try to have a plan for, like, I already have a plan for what shoot 'em ups I'm gonna play, like, at least a week in advance. And doubly so for stuff I want to stream. And then also there's like they're stupid fucking Dojin games, so you have to do control configuration. Unless you play on keyboard, you have to do control configuration for everything and get them running and everything. It's like, okay, I invested a half hour into this game that I'm gonna play for one day. A half hour of non-gameplay. This game that I'm gonna play for one day. Yeah, the slowdown just makes this too easy. Back up to 26. I think I had 29 at one point though. I think that's the highest lives count I've seen thus far. Oh, there's a fairy. What does it do? Okay, it's following me around. What's it doing now? Doesn't seem to interact with enemies. Also, it seems like you get more ammo in this version. Or maybe that's just compared to Aleste. Like, in Aleste, you will run out of ammo. And Aleste 2. Well, sort of in Aleste 2, but in the first one, definitely. Like, if you're just shooting, if you're just blind firing, you run out of ammo. But this seems like a non-issue. I know, I want to know what's going on with the fairy. It's just following me. Maybe it's going to be an end of stage bonus or something. It's possible this is the final stage. I know this game has at least 10 stages, and I thought it had 12, but it's possible it only has 10. Like, I don't trust I don't have any level of confidence in my knowledge of this. Hopefully it's going to be a 6 score bonus. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be interacting with bullets or enemies at all. This was a questionable choice to play this on stream. I was playing the first one. I finished Musha after like 3 hours of streaming. Oh, did the fairy instant kill the boss for me? Is that what happened? Because now she's flying away? What a worthless bonus. Oh, weapon 7 gets pretty powered up. This looks cool. Took me like 3 hours to finish clearing Musha on hard, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play like 1 credit, maybe 2 credits of Zanac. Let's cool down. And I did. I played 1 credit of Zanac, and it ended in stage 3 pretty quickly. But I wanted to show how to Zanac EX, so I was like, here, I'll show you Zanac EX. Since he played the NES one before, I thought he might find it interesting, and he did find it interesting, but then I got stuck with this credit that never ends. And I'm gonna friggin' clear the game now. I refuse to quit, because this doesn't really feel like I want to play it again. It's gotten really boring. I'd rather replay Aleste. I like that one better. This is Zanac EX. For the well, I think this is for the MSX too. Unless there's 2 different versions of him. Zanac EX. Sorry, the stream title's wrong. I know it says Zanac, but I didn't bother changing it when I switched to EX. Yeah, Zanac EX. Well, Zanac and Zanac EX are both dated 1986. I don't know how they got both of them out in 1 year, but that's what the copyright dates say. Yeah, this is that version. This is Zanac EX. I will not play a full credit of the original, but I'll show you the original after I finish this one. Maybe I'll play a full credit. I don't know. I'm getting a little fatigued here. Oh, it feels so good when the slowdown stops, even for 1 second. I was really hoping. Maybe it was just 10 stages. Yeah, the first version is much simpler looking. It's like 8 color graphics, basically. This is the one that's based on the NES game. I'm sure that one is too long as well, but it at least was more challenging. We got the octopus guys back from stage 7. I'm worried about this. These guys. What? What killed me there? Oh, enemy from the bottom of the screen. I see. Why did I pick that up? Oh, you can use weapon 6 to kill those guys instantaneously. I think I might have sprite limit turned off, actually. And that possibly could be causing more slowdown, but I think that that's just the way these games are written. Yeah, look how smooth it is now. Now there's nothing on screen. I would screw with that setting, but I think that you have to restart the emulator to make it take effect. Yeah, never end to work with. Yeah, these games are impressive, no doubt. I have nothing but... What the... Alright. I'm pretty sure my controller is getting some random inputs here, because that was the second time tonight that's happened, where after I released, the controls kept moving for another, like, full second. I'm worried about that. Anyway, I was saying, I have nothing but respect for the programmers that worked back then. It was a much taller order than the type of game design programming you do today. Where you got an engine pre-built for you and everything. There's someone who said art requires limitations or something like that, or without limitations there can't be art, and it's a sentiment I generally agree with. More unconstrained something is, less artistic it becomes. Games today are pretty much totally artless. I think that auto fire rate is increased. We'll go back to 7. Yeah, it definitely was not firing this fast at the beginning of the game. Well, this is one of the Greg elements that is still in EX. Having multiple auto fire rates. It's unreal. Oops. Thought I'd be able to point blank that thing. And it's still got 28 lives spare. Suicide to get the invincibility to kill the enemies faster. I really think that you should respawn without a sub-weapon. I think it would be less recoverable then, which would be good for the game's balance. It would also make Weapon 0 less obviously dominant over the other sub-weapons. Whatever. Come on. Give me a 7 or a 0. Take either one. I guess 0 does more point blank damage. It's advantage it has over 7. Since 7 is penetrating. Yeah, I think it's only one more stage to go. It just feels like I've been playing this for 3 hours at this point. How fast it moves. It would be so fun if the whole game played at this speed. But yeah, relative to Garega, one of the things I found really interesting about the first Zanac, not this one, is that the rank responds to auto fire rate. So if you use an auto fire button, it increases the rank on you. So Yagawa's not Yagawa. Munitani had that idea first. This is basically, I mean, all these bosses are basically the same as the Aleste bosses, but I don't know, for some reason this one reminds me more of the final boss of Aleste. I guess just because it's a block of the eye turrets. You got a very forgiving hitbox here. Not like a tiny hitbox or anything, but it's definitely not any bigger than the ship looks. Alright, final area. I feel like when I upload this to YouTube, I should just upload it at double speed. I thought about doing that with my Aleste MSX clear. I mean, it makes the voiceover weird, but who cares? It is pretty interesting, isn't it? You wouldn't expect that. Because it's funny, because it got me, you know, in the way that, Garega probably got people back in the day, you know, where they were like, ooh, I'm gonna be smart and use auto fire, and they were like, what the fuck? The game's way harder now. I was like, alright, I'm gonna play Zanac, I'm gonna turn on auto fire, because it's an old shooter, and usually I just try and see if auto fire makes things more effective, and I was like, what the fuck? The rank is going way up. This game actually has shot rate based auto fire? Or shot rate based rank? You can also see the rank, which you can't in this version. Just, for some reason this environment makes me think of a library. I don't think it is. I don't see anything really recognizable, but it just feels like bookshelves that I'm flying over. Yeah, and well, so like the thing about Zanac is directly related to Garega. Like I said, I think I need to do like a little YouTube history series about this stuff, because I've been talking to people about this, and it seems like people are not that aware of this in the community. I think probably because people don't really play a lot of compile games or anything, but and just because Yagawa is known for later games as well, but the thing is, like, Zanac is a direct line of inheritance to Garega. Zanac was used as the basis for Aleste, Aleste the basis for Aleste 2, Aleste 2 is the basis for Musha Aleste. Musha Aleste is the first game that was worked on by Kazuyuki Nakashima and Yuichi Toyama, who then made Spriggan, who then formed Rising, or were two of the founding members of Rising, who then made Mahou Daisukusen, who then made Shippu Mahou Daisukusen. Yuichi Toyama did not work on Garega. He was replaced by Yagawa, and Nakashima, Kazuyuki Nakashima, who designed all those games, designed Garega. So, like, the designer of Garega, or sorry, the director, he directed Garega. So the director of Garega had just come off of working 7 consecutive games with the programmer of Musha, who had inherited his code for Musha from Zanac. So, like, there's a really direct connection between the games. I mean, I guess that's not really direct, right? But, like, it's pretty easily substantiated that, like, there's every reason to expect Zanac and Aleste to have been a big influence on Garega, because they are very clear precedents in the systems. Yeah, I pieced this together, a lot of it after watching that interview that Mutt shared with me about, by the Games Preservation Society with Yuichi Toyama, because he mentioned Toyama gave some of the backstory. Like, I knew he had worked on Musha and then gone on to do the Mahou Daisukusen games at Rising, but I didn't know that Musha always felt like it was a totally new thing and only vaguely related to Aleste, like maybe as more of a branding thing. I didn't know the actual history of the programming of Musha, which connects the dots between Zanac, or connects the dots with Zanac, basically. And also, the other really interesting thing in there was that Toyama mentions that Image Fight was a big influence. So, really, like, the option formations in Garega that are the same as the option formations in Musha were in fact inspired by Image Fight. So, put that as another game in the line of succession, or the line of ancestry of Garega. Yeah, following Toyama's career is really interesting. I think Nakashima is a really great designer too. You can definitely see the image or the IREM influence in his games. Like once you know that like Aleste was made by a guy who's basically designing for the first time, plus a programmer who's been given the Zanac/Aleste code and told to make a Mega Drive game, you can pretty much see that like Musha is Aleste plus IREM. It's like if IREM made an Aleste game. It just has the type of stage design that IREM games have, and made really iconic. And also some of the bullshit difficulty too. I don't think Garega maintains that much of the level design sensibility though of those games that were programmed by Toyama. I think the Maho Daisukusen games definitely do. They still feel very IREM-ish, but Garega doesn't really to me. This the final boss? That was a new effect. Sorry for being all sighy and tired on stream. I just thought this stream was going to end an hour ago. I try not to... I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just I wasn't expecting to be playing this game for this long. Try not to be too low energy on stream all the time. I don't know if I'm successful at it. What was that? You like Suki more than Garega. Yeah, that's that one's gonna be towards the end of my investigation or whatever, since that is essentially the last game. Well, actually, no, sorry, Daimahu is the last game that the two of them made, but Suki's the second to last. Yeah, it seems really cool. That's one that I really... Oh, shit, I thought we were done. Alright. Still going. That's one I really know extremely little about. Like, watching Mutt play it recently on stream is pretty much all the reference I have for it. But I don't know if you've watched that interview with Toyama Pepe, but he talks about the development of Soki some, and how basically he wanted to make a 3D game, it was really hard and taking forever, and then Raystorm came out, and it was like the exact... Well, he wanted to make... He was inspired by, like, Ray Force. Like, so... I think that's pretty obvious. That, like... He couldn't have been oblivious to the fact that there was another lock-on based game like that. So he wanted to make, like, a 3D Ray Force with full 3D polygonal graphics, and, then Raystorm came out while he was struggling with that, and he was like, well, that takes the wind out of my sails. You like the 2D artwork in Soki? I think it looks good. But the thing it made me wonder, though, is because there's a 1.5 year gap between the release of that and Shippu Maho Daisukusen, which was the previous game he'd worked on. And Garega comes out, like at pretty much this. I think it comes out in the same year as Soki, and it made me wonder if the reason he didn't work on Garega is because it took him too long to make Soki Rentai. Because if he was like a year and a half was an abnormal development cycle at that time, and if he was struggling with doing a 3D implementation and felt like and then basically stopped and had to restart to some extent using 2D, then maybe that's when they decided we need to start developing another game in parallel. I don't think we'll ever get the full story of that, because according to Prickly, Rising doesn't like their history being discussed or something. I don't know. I don't know how believable that is, but anyway. I don't know if there'll ever be more information about that, or maybe there is more information and I just haven't found it. It's not like I've done any really hardcore research on this. I just read some wiki articles and credits and watched some YouTube videos, but I wonder if he would have been, if Yuichi Toyama would have been the programmer of Garega if the development of Soki Rentai hadn't gone wrong. Okay, maybe I need to shoot the top part first. This is, because I think it's like recovering, basically, right? I need a different weapon to do it, though. I guess I need one of the penetrating weapons. Oh wait, no I don't. It didn't have as much HP as I expected it to. Yeah, okay. That's what we needed to do. I'll take the 6 though, just for the fuck of it. Alright, there's the big ending bonus. Oh, they give you a bonus. That's pretty funny. They give you a bonus at the end of the game that gives you extends. It gave me like 25 extends, and then they count off your lives for a score bonus. The ending bonus is totally pointless. Gets into the score twice. I'm the freaking Messiah of Earth. That's crazy. The savior of all mankind. Yeah, so this one wasn't programmed by Moo. I think he, like, supervised it. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it was a blind 1cc, so what's there to say? I wish there wasn't so much slowdown. I didn't like it as much as the last day.